Hello there, it's Simone. Today I would like to share my monthly planner flip through with you and all the purchases that I have made in the month of August. I am dividing my huge long monthly video into a few smaller ones, and I thought the pairing would work well. Before I actually dive into the video, I would like to announce the first, hopefully not the last, ink swap that I am hosting. I have talked about the ink swap in another video, talking about my idea behind it and what I would hope for it to be like, all the rules. There's also a post on the community tab, and I'm showing a picture of the timeline on the screen right now. So if you want to participate and or check that out, please feel free to do so. There is links in the description box below. So I am using a Stalogy A6 for my daily to-dos and planning. I have used a Stalogy A6 in 2020 and I really enjoyed it and made the switch from the Jibun Days B6 back to the Stalogy A6 in July. So August was my second full month in here. I used a Sojourner A6, what is it called? Cover. It's not a traveler's notebook cover, but the other one. And I just felt very colorful. I had it quickly for like a week in this rickshaw Sinclair R model, and it works. But I decided to keep my inked fountain pens in that case and move my planner into this Hobonichi cover. This is from, well, I do not know. This is from a release in previous years. I really was drawn to the color and the art that is on here, and so I've kept it. I have a cover on here as well, and if you might notice, there is only one pen loop. I personally don't necessarily care for the pen loops, and so after trying them for a while, I realized that I use the covers more if they're detached, and that I undid the stitching and took them out, and then I used double-sided tape and used tweezers. It's an ordeal, but it actually works, and stuck it down so it would be closed. You can clearly see it, but it doesn't bother me. I left the pen loop here because I really like the design, and I actually purchased another cover just in this year's release, and I'm planning on leaving the loops on for a while just to see if maybe I feel differently now. As you can see, there is stitching right here that needs to be undone, but there's also stitching. If I'm opening up this, maybe I can show you. The pen loop is stitched twice, so this stitching is not the same as this stitching that you can see from the top. So you would need to, if you were going to do the same thing, you would need to undo this and this stitching, and then it would come undone. I am keeping in here a Stalogy A6 half-year notebook. I am keeping the Hobonichi weekly supplement in here, and I'm also keeping some random bits and pieces. I keep just a folded A5 sheet of Rhodia dot grid paper for all the inks that I hear mentioned on YouTube videos that I think, I would like to try a sample of that. So I keep a running list here. I have these tabs that I found at Daiso. I love them to just add to the monthly so I can find it more easily. And then I keep this Hobonichi stencil in here. I use that sometimes, not as frequently as I did before, for the neat square checkbox. I have the printed out monthly calendars from the Coffee Monsters here. And then I have a tiny piece of one of my printables. And then these golden star stickers. This I decorated with stickers from Brandy Kincaid. And then I just recently smudged some blood on there. So that's why I'm trying to cover it up so you don't have to see it. I am starting on the first page for August. I just made a tiny cover page with some washi tape and 2 other pieces of my printable. I will link the printables that I used in this planner for decorative purposes and functional purposes in the description box below. So if you want to check them out, you can. I am over on Ko-fi, providing a membership where you get a printable every month, and you can also buy some of those printables in my Ko-fi shop. Then I pencil in my own monthlies. I really enjoy this. This is nothing fancy. I use a ruler, and the squares are 4x4 squares, Monday through Sunday. I put August right here, and then I just put the week number on the right side here and then date the whole thing. To this monthly view, I only add birthdays, appointments, out of the ordinary stuff. And then I started trying to reestablish habits that I had been doing in the before summer started. I'm trying to reintroduce them, reestablish them. And so I'm giving myself a gold star every time I floss. And that has been working really well. It's a super easy thing to motivate me, but if it works, then why not? So that is the monthly. I then also use the weekly. I'm going in order of how I would use this. So I set up the monthly. And then next thing is I do kind of a monthly review where I go through the previous month and the previous to-do list for the whole month and add everything that I know that I need to do, that I want to do, that doesn't have a specific, sometimes it does have a specific date that needs to go there and needs to be done during the month. So I make a whole monthly to-do list. And then I also put a list where I put down when I buy stuff that is crafty budget. This again is part of my printable. And yeah, so that's my monthly to-do list. Before I go further, I usually go to here and I will add in my work hours, all the regularly occurring appointments like my kids' sports. Basically that, my work schedule and my kids' sports. I was not home during that week, so there was no reason for me to add anything to this weekly spread. I am only using this when I need to use it. So then first week of August looks like this. The 3 pens that I'm using in my planner are these 3. These 4, I'm using a Hobonichi pen, which is also free on the market as a uni Jetstream. And this has 3 colors, black, blue, and red. I really love this pen. I use this exclusively in here. Then I use a mechanical pencil with a 0.5 lead. And then I use two different mild liners. This one I would describe as an olive color and this one as a turquoise. In the beginning of the month, I only used this one because it was really new, but I do like dividing these into two different colors, and I'll explain to you what I do then. So I put in my work schedule, I put in the things when I drive, and I pencil in, so I add in some of the important dates that when I know that there's a deadline, a day-specific task to be done. But I also put in things that I think I should be doing on a specific day. Here is back to school day. It's back to school. Here was my kids' community day from school. Appointments. Wow, I didn't even use this. Yeah, I started using 2 pens again in September. I'm trying to get back into cleaning frequently as well. I'm struggling a lot with that, but I'm slowly trying to get back there. I'm one cleaning task done is better than no cleaning task done. So trying to inch my way back to the normal cleaning routine, which would be this. Again, this is what goes in here. But what I do the two colors for is, this is when I'm completely gone out of the house. But the other color is then when I'm the driver. I'm just driving them there and coming back and then picking them back up. So this is not my time blocked. I am just drop off and pick up person, which means that I can actually plan to do something here if I choose to do so. I really like these two different colors. I don't go further into any color coding or anything. I could color code different kids, maybe even doctor's appointments and such, but that is way too elaborate for me and it doesn't work. So these two colors do this for me. I do look at this, but what I need this for is for the color blocking. And I can easily see that I'm probably pretty busy right here. And I might be exhausted. And then on top of there is lots of driving. And I might not get any of my creative ideas, creative tasks, creative things done. But here, I'm not out of the house. I'm here for 4 days. So I can plan or know just by looking at this that maybe replying to YouTube comments would be a good task to be done in these 3 days. But here I could like film and create other things, if that makes sense. So that's what I use this for, mainly to visualize how busy I am. It helps me to see it in this format. After I have done the monthly to-do list, I make a weekly to-do list. I used to put it on a new page, not in August, but I'm back to doing that in September. I put all the things that I need to do in that week and that I hope to use to do from that week, that monthly plan on here. And then on the next page, I start with writing down what things I do, my daily to-do list. Sometimes I decorate, sometimes I don't. I sometimes color code, but not consistently. So I would put blue here if it is something that I want to do in the future. An idea, a note that I take is often blue. Or if I know I want to memory keep this thing, then it's blue. And then what I really need to do, the to-do things are in black. And then I just write down on Thursday, August 4th, I wrote this. Then when I write the next day, it's Friday. So obviously and clearly here, I didn't really do much. That is also, if I look at that week here, I came back from being away for a week, and then I jumped back into work and worked 16, 20 hours. I drove my kids around, so there was nothing really. I was just exhausted and recovering, so but clearly not a lot happened. Here I put my weekly to-do list right here. I made it visible with the washi tape here. Another weekly to-do list. Then I had, I wanted to write down a list that was related to YouTube, so I put that there. And then I started my daily to-dos. As you can see, I'm not writing down things every day. So here is Thursday, Friday, Saturday. There's no Sunday. Here is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday. So that was a very task-filled list. I took down some notes from a vet visit. Yeah, so my weekly to-do list goes in here. It's basically a daily log, my to-dos, my ideas. Some lists go here, like this one is a list. There is another list somewhere else. I'll get to that. And then I also add in, sometimes I do add some decoration. Here's a little bit, and then I put down this, printed on vellum. This is also a free printable from me on Ko-fi. And then here's a list. I made that red so I would find it again. And then another list. Sometimes I use these note papers to make lists that stand out more. And then I just stuck it in here. That's why I prefer an undated planner, because I am free to put down this list on this page without having to think about if this is a dated page or where it could go other than the dated calendar. So here again is where's my weekly to-do list. It starts here. Then I did not write anything down on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Then I thought I did for a long time put down weekend goals. So I sat there on Saturday morning having breakfast and thinking, what is things that I really want to accomplish this weekend? Put them here. And then my Saturday and Sunday to-do list. I do put, you see all those stars everywhere. Those I do when I processed the information that is on that day. So everything that is on here, even if it's not checked off or is an idea, a note, has been processed in some form, I have transferred it to another notebook, to another list, or someplace. So everything that is starred has been checked off. This one hasn't been starred, that's why there is a tab so I can find it more easily. I needed some space to write down a list. This showed me that my notebook that I used for Ko-fi didn't work because I did not feel like this list would belong there. I've since found something that I think might work, but I will talk about that in another video. So I made a list for what I want to put on the digital and what I would put into the Ko-fi Happy Mail. And then the next weekly to-do list is right here. Oh, I use one more pen. Let me check where it is. I also use this Pentel Sign pen. This came in the Hobonichi, maybe for 2021, I believe. You can also buy this not at Hobonichi, but mine is still working, so I often use this to write out the week number and the date. And then again, I decorated this right here. Sometimes I use the highlighter when I need to visualize which things need to be transferred. So everything else was done, but these 4 items need to move to the next month, next list. Then I started using these day stickers from my printable for July, I think, yes. I really like that bit of color in here. It's not too much. I started using this. I don't know if you know what this is. Let me grab it. I forgot. This is a Xyron sticker maker, and it has I guess 2 rolls there. This is a cartridge that you put in. You cut out your paper, regular paper, you shove it in here, you pull on this tab, and then you get a sticker. So this is, if you can see this, there's a cover on there that I removed. So there is sticky stuff on this backing, and it will adhere to your sticker, to your paper, and make it sticky. So you can make, even without having sticker paper, you can just print on plain paper, fuzzy cut, run it through this machine. There's multiple different widths. I will link them in the description box below. And that's how I make those stickers. I just make 5, 7. How many days does a week have for the week? And then I put them on this sticker thing, put it in my planner, and then I can use it. It's not too much extra work. And if I don't have the time on a Sunday or a Monday, then I just won't have these stickers. So I have the day stickers. I did not use any date numbers. I just put Monday and then put the date behind. So here is that list. Then I made a little list for what I wanted to bring to the pen show. Then Thursday, Friday, Saturday. This is more what I actually did that day, so I wouldn't forget when I was memory keeping here. And then I have a to-do list for Sunday. I wanted to make a weekly review. I want to get back into the habit of weekly reviews. The 2 questions that I'm going to answer in my weekly reviews in the future is what went well and what didn't go well. Super easy, but I think having that written in the planner helps me just actually take the time and reflect, which is something that I'm missing currently. And yeah, so this is based very loosely on the bullet journal method. You know that bullet journals have collections. I also do have a collection notebook that I have not touched since May or even April. So my hope is that once I'm back, my kids are more back into school. They just started 3 weeks ago, that I'm going to be back to be my normal self. It's not just my kids staying home from school during the summer. It is that summers are really hot here. I don't go outside much during the summer because of the heat. And I just feel kind of lost because I lose many of my habits. It's not everyday life. So I'm trying to get back into being a better version than I am in the summer. Here I used another sticker thingy printable that I made. I didn't even make a to-do list. I was deep in making the Ko-fi printable. I didn't have time to make a to-do list, so I put a lol right here. But I did finish Ko-fi, so there's that. That is from the August printable. So here's again the day stickers, my running to-do list, and then I have Wednesday the 31st, Thursday the 1st, and then I go into the September monthly. It swallowed me. I knew that September was coming, but I just didn't really know that it was that close. usually I would just leave space, and then if the page is empty, I can create something like that and make the monthly ahead of time. But this time I didn't, so that's what it looks like. Yeah, so here is my September monthly. I will talk about September at the beginning of October. I'm using my hands. It is decorated. There is some color in here, but it is not something that I need to be able to plan. As you can see from these weeks right here, there is just pen and paper, and it works. I really want to be very clear in my own expectations of this planner that I can add decoration, but it is not something that needs to happen in order for me to use this planner. All right, so the last thing I wanted to show you really quickly, otherwise this video is really long, even though I'm just talking about my planner, is my purchases for this month. I went to the San Francisco Pen Show and I put up a video on what I purchased there. So I'm not going to repeat whatever I bought there, but this is everything else that I purchased. This is probably the best thing that I bought in a long time. This is just a pen stand. And I have that since I don't have a desk. I have this in my IKEA Raskog card, and when I make art, when I journal, then I just put it on the table and I have access to all of my colored pens, all of this, which is something that I haven't done in a long time. And I noticed that because everything is in a different pouch, I wouldn't reach for it. I know that some of these pens should not be stored this way, but this is the best I can do for now, and I will just have to live with the consequences. I don't have space to store them horizontally. So this is the compromise that I'm willing to make. I'd rather have them being more accessible to me than not using them and storing them correctly. That is definitely, that goes on the best purchases in 2022. Then I also purchased this ink. I saw Mike from Ink Dependence talk about this. This is an ink that he made in collaboration with Pannonia. It's not a shimmer ink, but it is a pigmented, it acts like a shimmer ink. And I just was so curious about it. So when I found out that it was back in stock, I ordered that. I also purchased this Ihon note. It's by the brand Kokuyo. I've seen this. It was included in a stationery selection box maybe in May or April of this year. And I've dreamed about this ever since. And then I found it and I decided, no, I don't need this. I don't need to purchase it. And then then it was out of stock, and then I regretted that I didn't get it. So when I received a restock notification from Vanessa Pens, I went ahead and ordered it right away. I am planning on doing a paper test of this notebook this month, so you will see this notebook reappear. So I'm not going to talk about much about this. This I want to use as a writing journal when I'm done with my current writing journal. I think it would be very suitable for that. It does have numbered pages, which is really cool. And the paper is very smooth. So I'm really curious how this behaves with stamps, all the inks and pens that I'm using. I just think this is such a fun idea to have designs on a page already, and I just want to see how that works for me. I will link Vanessa in the description box below, and I will link all the products that I purchased. Some might not be in stock anymore. That's just how life is. I then also purchased these Hobonichi inserts because I was debating whether I would continue the way I was creative journaling or journaling in general, memory keeping in 2023. And I have been intrigued by using an A6 Hobonichi Techo. Well, let's just say I'm going to stick with the Traveler's Notebook, but that was a nice test run to see if I would enjoy it. And I definitely would, but I'm just not a daily creative journaler, and I get stressed out when I'm not caught up. So that's just not for me. I knew that before, but I still wanted to try. So I went with those. I'm glad I did. I'm glad I tried it. I'm also glad that it showed me that I shouldn't do it. I have 2 of those left, and so my idea is to use one of them as my collections notebook in the future, since I am not changing my planners in 2023 one time between now and hopefully the 1st of January. That will come to fruition. We will find out. And then I also ordered these 3 items. I ordered this art piece as a sticker. There is some in my coffee shop right now. And then I also ordered this Tahoe Sky as a sticker. And I really love how this turned out. There's more in my coffee shop as well. And then I ordered this sketchbook to make art for coffee. I needed one, so I got one. All right. This is all there is to share. Thank you so much for watching. I hope your planning is going well. I hope you are making the changes that you need to make, and I hope you are planning the way that works for you and not a way that you saw someone else plan. We all need to find what works for us. Yeah. Now I'm getting philosophical. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you soon. If you want to support me, check out my Ko-fi page. Everything that you donate or what is it? Is it a donation? Every Ko-fi you purchase helps me keep this channel running. I bought some material to use on the channel for sure. Thank you so much for all of your support. I hope to see you soon. Until then, bye.